All right, so La Nuit de l'Homme Bleu Electrique clones, they've gained a lot of popularity here lately. And so what I have here in today's video are three clones of Bleu Electrique that I'm going to be going over and kind of giving my thoughts on which one you should purchase and why. All right. So the first one that I have here, this is going to be the only one that I have a full bottle of. That's going to be from Grandeur Elite, and that's Iconic Nuit. All right. And then the next one that I have is I would say probably the most popular one. It's also probably the first one really that I think that I saw out on the market. This one is going to be Fragrance World's Jack of Clubs. And then the next one is Lattafa's Nashama Caprice. All right. So pretty much just to kind of give a really simple sort of breakdown between these fragrances, the Lattafa Nashama Caprice is going to be hands down, I would say, the strongest one. And I would say it also is the closest in terms of like its strength, its density, its intenseness. This one is going to be closer to the original. The original for me was a pretty dense and intense sort of scent. And this one does it pretty well. I would say the only difference is the Lattafa, especially in the dry down, it definitely becomes a lot more spicier than what the original La Nuit de l'Homme Bleu Electrique does. So if you like La Nuit de l'Homme Bleu Electrique and you don't mind a little bit of sort of extra spice to that fragrance, then I think that you're probably going to want to go with the Nashama Caprice. For the Jack of Clubs, to me, Jack of Clubs was also pretty close to the original. However, just the overall scent profile is lighter in my opinion. So this one comes off as, I would say, a little bit more kind of like on the sort of aromatic side than what the original does. It's definitely not as dense as the original, or definitely not as dense as like the Nashama Caprice. But that doesn't mean that the Jack of Clubs is a weak fragrance in any sort of way. This definitely still does project very nicely, I would say, at least for probably about the first hour and a half, 2 hours or so. But again, it doesn't smell as dense and as rich as what like the Nashama Caprice or the original Bleu Electrique does. Also, the longevity on this is pretty decent as well. I would say really the longevity on all of these are actually very good. So you're going to get over 8+ hours with the Nashama Caprice, with the Jack of Clubs, and with the Iconic Nuit. You're going to get that easily, pretty much. Again, this one is just going to be a slightly lighter, sort of take on the scent profile. So I would say that kind of makes this one a little bit easier to wear, I would say, during the daytime, pretty much, than the other two. This, I would say, would definitely be one that I would love to wear, kind of like in the daytime, maybe to the office or something like that, or just doing whatever during the daytime. Whereas I feel like definitely with the Nashama Caprice, I would more so want to reach for this one at night because it does have that extra sort of spiciness to it. And then pretty much I would say the Iconic Nuit is pretty much a anytime, any place sort of fragrance. So this one, in my opinion, it has pretty much elements of the original, of the Jack of Clubs, and of the Nashama Caprice, kind of all blended in together into one fragrance pretty much with this one. So this one is going to be one that I could easily wear in the daytime as well as wearing it at night, and it wouldn't necessarily feel out of place, at least to me anyway. This one definitely, it doesn't have as much spiciness as what the Nashama Caprice does, and it's not, I would say, as dense as what this is, but it's definitely a lot more denser than what the Jack of Clubs is. All right, so overall, man, I think this one, at least for me anyway, it does have the best sort of balance, of that sort of scent profile and all of its, sort of clones pretty much. But at the end of the day, I would say the one that you should pick up, it just kind of depends on your taste pretty much. So again, if you want something that is dense, that's sort of loud, that's spicy, then I would say go ahead and get the Lattafa. If you want a slightly more kind of lighter, more aromatic, slightly more tamed, more daytime friendly version, then go with the Jack of Clubs. And I would say if you want something that's balanced to where you can pretty much wear it at any time of the day, then I would say go ahead and go with the Grandeur Elite Iconic Nuit. All right. So that's pretty much, that is my take on those fragrances. You know, again, the performance on all of these are going to be at least 8+ hours. You're going to get very good projection, I would say, for about the first 2 hours with all of these. And really, really good sillage with all of them as well. So performance wise, I can't really say that there's much to really speak on between these because they're all pretty much about the same for the most part. It just really comes down to what your preference is when it comes to the scent profile. All right. So that's my take on the La Nuit de L'Homme Bleu Electrique clones. Let me know what you all thought about this video. Do you all have any of these clones? And if you do, have you smelled the original from YSL? And what do you think of my assessment of these clones of that fragrance? All right. So let me know in the comments. Also, if you're brand new to the channel, do me a favor, go ahead and subscribe. And to anyone watching, leave a like and a comment. And again, that's Jamar from Vegas Scents. I'll see y'all in the next video.